After an extremely disappointing season last year for the Los Angeles Kings, they were looking to make some moves at the draft table. Let's take a look at some of the possible moves that could have been made at this year's draft. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe. Let's take a look at some of the roster moves that may have occurred but fell through at the draft floor for the Los Angeles Kings. Alright, so the first deal, which is of no surprise to really anybody, is the Los Angeles Kings want to get younger, faster, and more skilled. And in order to do that, they wanted to relieve some salary cap, if they could as well. But that was not going to be the case because Ken Holland had the same ideas. Unfortunately, it would involve bringing in, so they wanted Jesse Puljujarvi in the deal, which is great. If the Kings could have got a guy like Puljujarvi in, that would be a really good upgrade to the wingers there in Los Angeles. But it would also come at the cost of bringing back Milan Lucic, who still has 4 years left on his contract, a ridiculous contract. That contract has not aged well since the day it was signed. And that would unfortunately, it seems like if Ken Holland moves a guy like Puljujarvi, it would cost bringing in Lucic as well. Now that's not completely out of the realm of possibility, given that the Los Angeles Kings did have Milan Lucic before he left via free agency a couple of years back. I don't think the Kings want to bring him back. They brought him in as a rental from Boston a few years back, to go on a run there with the Kings. Didn't work out, but there is some interest that the Kings did at that point at least have in Milan Lucic, as well as Dave Tippett showed a lot of interest in a player like Matt Luff, the bottom six, power forward fighter there for the Los Angeles Kings. They have enough guys like that already in Dustin Brown, Alex Iafallo. You don't really need a guy like Matt Luff if you could bring in a guy like Puljujarvi, obviously. Now, the Oilers, I would have to assume, probably showed some interest in a guy like Tyler Toffoli as well. So there was I have a feeling this came down to what's the real value of Puljujarvi, and is it worth taking a sinking contract like Lucic as well with that and giving up Toffoli? Not really sure that makes sense for the Kings. So I think that's kind of why that fell through. I feel like the Oilers may have had a lot of interest. Obviously, they were shopping him around a little bit, but couldn't come to an agreement. Now, another deal that was rumored was Jeff Carter heading to the Arizona Coyotes in exchange for Alex Goligoski. Now, it's kind of a weird one, but makes sense when you look at the bigger picture. Jeff Carter has an extra year on the contract that Goligoski does not. There's more, and this is the thing with the Coyotes, they're willing to save on money in terms of actual cash dollars that they owe to Jeff Carter. It would have been cheaper than keeping Goligoski, but Goligoski, it comes in at a lower cap hit in terms of AAV on the salary cap for the Los Angeles Kings, which the Kings are desperately looking for salary cap space. So that would be a good deal for the Kings as well. So it's a neutral deal. It's you bring in a center for the Arizona Coyotes, which arguably would replace a guy like Galchenyuk, who they lost in the Kessel deal, and Alex Goligoski kind of helps the back end there for the Los Angeles Kings. Really haven't found a replacement for Jake Muzzin, so he would be a good replacement there. And speaking of Jake Muzzin, obviously the trade that the Kings made for Jake Muzzin for Grundstrom and this year's first-round pick is showing the direction that the Kings are starting to head into. They obviously want to get younger. Obviously bringing in a guy like Jesse Puljujarvi would do that, and trying to find a way to clear out some cap space in the Jeff Carter deal. So let me know, what do you think of these moves that never came to fruition but were very close to? Obviously, there's a lot at play. Obviously they fell through, they didn't work out. But it's kind of cool to look at the what ifs and, if LA had that little bit of extra salary cap space, would they have gone out for, say, a bigger free agent, or would they have brought in a Lucic? Would it have been worth it to them? They would have had enough cap space, and it would have been worth bringing in Puljujarvi. I'm not sure. but or maybe John Chayka or Ken Holland kind of backed out at the last minute. We will never really know. But let me know what you guys think of these moves that never happened, but were talked about, and obviously we're hearing about them now. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe. Check out our Instagram at Goal Line Hockey as well. I'm trying to get back on the Instagram. I took off for a little while, but trying to get back into that. It's kind of tough now that the news is kind of slowing down. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.